back.
Yes.
Right? We're actually here in Huatulco, Oaxaca, visiting some friends. Actually, your friends from Disney, when you worked at Disney, right?
Yes. That was 2013 and 14.
But you have like an official name for your group of friends?
Sí.
What is it?
We call ourselves Gordi Cueva.
Gordi Cueva.
Yeah, Gordi is like a nickname for fatty, I guess. And Cueva is cave. So
the fatty cave?
Yeah, because they hang out at our place where we were living in Disney.
Uh-huh.
And we would just hang out to eat.
Oh, okay.
We were always eating and then partying. So, I mean, that's what you do when you hang out with people, right? You go eat.
That's right.
So that's kind of how we name our own place.
Uh-huh.
And then the ones that hang out with us, I don't know.
Well, that's why I fell in love with you, right?
Yes.
We kind of have that at our house now.
One of the things.
A little fatty cave at our house. But we actually both lost a little weight recently, right?
A little.
A little bit.
We're gonna gain it here.
Yeah, we're gaining it all back right now.
Yes.
But we lost weight on a diet I don't recommend.
No.
It's dengue fever. So we both got dengue fever, I don't know, about 2 weeks ago, something like that, a little over that maybe.
3 weeks, yeah.
And that's why there's been a big decrease in the amount of videos that we've been making because we both had dengue fever, which is basically a virus that gets transmitted by mosquitoes.
Yes.
So some mosquito must have found Daniela and I and bit both of us because we both got it. And so Daniela, you got dengue fever just about like 5 days before I got it.
Yeah, that's right. So it's basically a high fever, at least the first day for me. But then it lasted, I had fever for 5 days.
Yeah.
And then after that it's other symptoms. You know,
Right.
but the whole time you obviously feel very bad. You cannot even sleep or rest.
Yeah.
And you're just, taking paracetamol.
Yeah, which
That's
is
pretty much
which is
liquids.
basically Tylenol.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah, and so Daniela had it for 5 days, and I said, okay, well, I'll take care of Max, and we also have a new puppy. So I had Puppy and I had Max, which is if you're new to the channel, he's our 11-month-old son. And so, I just basically dropped everything while you were sick.
Yeah.
And then that morning, so that was 5 days of that. And then that morning I woke up and I felt horrible. And I immediately assumed, and I was correct, I had dengue fever as well.
Yeah.
And I said to Daniela, I was like, call your mom, get her over here right now, because there's no way that we're both going to be able to, do this.
Manage this.
And so
Thankfully, she was able to come.
Yeah.
And so she came the next day. She lives in Mazatlan, so that's a 8-hour drive in a bus.
Yeah.
So thanks, Mama.
So muchas gracias, Abuelita Ana, for taking
Yes.
care of us and taking care of Max and Maya. So we took Maya to a dog hotel in Puerto Vallarta because all the ones around our neighborhood were full. Mm-hmm. And so we didn't want to have somebody be burdened with both a puppy and our baby. So.
If you guys have recommendations for puppy places around Bucerias, let us know. Although we did like the place we took her. It's in Pitillal, and they were very nice.
Yeah. I think she came back tired, so that was good. But yeah, so dengue fever it's really no joke, and it's been a problem in a lot of different states here in Mexico. Where we are right now in Oaxaca, I did talk with a taxi driver, and he said it's not a problem here. But in Nayarit, it's a problem. In Jalisco, it's a problem.
I think even Sinaloa, where my mom came from, she said she heard about
quite a few
sort
cases.
of like an epidemic. Yeah.
Yeah. So, there have even been some fatalities in Sayulita. I was talking to somebody. So somebody who was in their 40s, and then somebody who was elderly got it, and unfortunately,
even kids.
Yeah. So we're blessed that we were able to recover from it, and that none of our kids didn't get it.
Yeah.
So we're thankful for that. Yeah. But yeah, it's we're hoping that, and what I've been told is that once the season changes and it's no longer the rainy season, the amount of mosquitoes will go down, and then the amount of cases of dengue will go down. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, so basically, we were saying that dengue just gets you, very tired, and you have fever for such a long time.
Yeah.
That your platelets go down, and you have
Right.
to be very careful because at some point, if the numbers go too low, then it can become how do you say that?
You could hemorrhage, or you could basically bleed.
Turn into like that problem,
Yeah.
and then that's when it gets to the level of super dangerous.
Right.
So basically, it doesn't really have a cure other than taking care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't notice that you had that type of disease at the beginning, you're kind of like not that careful or whatever. Either way, it can get dangerous.
It can get serious.
Yeah,
And
seriously.
so we did go to Clínica Santa Rosa, which is Dr. San's clinic in Bucerias. And he took care of us like right away. He did the blood tests up for us, counted our platelets, and as well as he had
IVs.
you. Yeah, I went in for an IV for one day. I think you did too.
I did 2 days IVs and one at the house, so 3 times.
Yeah. So we got IVs with both treatment with medicine, and then
Yeah.
and then later on with HandsHealth.
Yes.
We did IVs for just hydration as well as vitamins, just to give ourselves a little boost.
It just like gets you like super dehydrated, and you cannot recover from it. So other than just electrolytes or water and stuff,
Yeah.
you actually need something else. They also recommend coconut water, which fortunately we did have it around. And then they recommend this other fruit that is called carambola, which I don't really know what the
I
translation
don't really know
would
what
be.
that one is either.
Because it's like this fruit, like a star fruit.
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
a
thing.
star. I think it's a star
That's
fruit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that one they also recommended for, and plus food, right? We just check a list and then we start eating whatever help us to recover.
Yeah.
And we have my mom, but we also had a friend, and we have other friends helping us however
Yeah.
they could, and that was we're very blessed and very thankful.
Yeah. So I guess something that I thought of is if you're going to move to Mexico, a lot of times you're moving to a place where you don't really have friends and family nearby. So you might want to plan for situations like this where, you're feeling pretty horrible, or you come down with the illness and you're feeling horrible. What are you going to do? And so have somebody to take care of you, or call a nurse to come in, whatever you got to do to take care of yourself. Just kind of have that plan of action. Talk to your neighbors and let them know that you don't feel good or whatever. So just so somebody knows that you're there and you're not just like abandoned.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Oh, and the symptoms for dengue that we experienced were fever, and then it was diarrhea. I think you vomited, but I didn't.
Yeah,
I had a little nausea, but it never actually, nothing happened from it. But
your muscles or your bones or that
you get
kind of weird
the body aches.
ache. Yeah.
I had and then a rash. So we both
After
got.
you got fever, the next day that you don't have fever, then you have a little bit of a. It's not rash. It's just like you have like itchiness.
Yeah, itchiness.
All over your body.
I mean, I did have a rash.
you also could get a rash,
I
I
was
guess.
red.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's another one. You get red.
Yeah.
But at some point, like not the whole time. It's just like weird symptoms. Very weird.
Yeah, and then at the end, when I was actually starting to feel better, there was one night where I was laying in bed and I was like, man, I can't get comfortable. And it was like my whole body was sore, and in my upper back and in my arms were sore. And I couldn't lay down. I had to stand up. And that was horrible.
It doesn't sound that bad, but honestly, basically,
sounds pretty
it's
bad.
well. I'm just saying you're sore. It's like
Yeah.
you exercise and you're sore. No, that's how
It's
it
like,
feels.
I
But
can't move.
after being already down for like 7 days, and then it takes around 10 days,
Yeah.
even 12 or 13 to feel better. But the first 7 days are the worst, I guess.
Yeah.
But it takes a long time, so it kind of knocks you down for 2 weeks.
I would say at least 10 days. If you happen to get it, it's about 10 days of feeling like crap. So our recommendation is do not get dengue. Right?
Yes.
All right. Well, I think we covered that.
Yes.
Okay.
We're good now.
Yeah, so thank God we're healthy.
Yes.
We lost a few pounds, but we're putting it all back on right now.
Yes.
We're eating really good. So
Yeah.
this is your friend Alicia's home. It's called
Yes.
Casa Juana, and it's staffed. So what's really cool is like every day we eat together, and then prepare delicious meals for us. And what have we had so far? Today for breakfast we had enfrijoladas and that's mole on top.
No,
wasn't,
frijoles.
Right? It's frijoles.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks black because the frijoles, the beans are black.
Yeah.
But it's basically a tortilla, closed with cheese inside.
Yeah.
Like a quesadilla kind of a thing.
Yeah, it was a quesadilla.
And then it's covered with this sauce that is actually bean sauce.
Yeah.
So, and then you have little cheese and sour cream.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I really like this. I wonder, for some reason I didn't put it together that it was enfrijoladas. I just thought, oh, because we're in Oaxaca, I assumed it was some kind of mole.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I like this because I don't really like mole that much.
Yeah.
And so this one was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but it wasn't mole.
Last night we had this sort of casserole that is made out of tamal dough.
Yeah, tamal dough.
So it's basically like a Mexican lasagna, I would compare it to.
Yeah.
But because it's, I don't know how would you.
It's like a casserole.
Yeah, casserole.
Yeah.
And it had like inside it had this shredded beef and pork.
Yeah.
And then obviously flavor and all that. So pretty yummy too.
It was
and
delicious.
always there's salads and then a dessert.
Yeah, but the dessert.
Yes.
There is a dessert. Yeah, and I think it's your favorite too, right? Yeah. But this dessert is special. It's like a Nutella Jello. How do you say it?
No.
Please?
You already make fun of me saying yellow in other videos.
She says yellow. Jello.
I don't know.
Jello.
You guys get it.
Anyways, it's a really just delicious Nutella dessert. And so everyone's trying to get Alicia to share the recipe, but she thinks that if she shares it, nobody's going to come visit because that's like a hook to get everyone to come here. And so I was like, well, what if I make you a carrot cake and we could share recipes? We could trade recipes.
Yeah.
So if she likes my carrot cake enough,
we'll get the recipe.
We'll share it. And so we'll have it. But that's the hope.
So he's going to make a cake.
I'm going to go make a cake after this. So, but and the other thing we're going to do is we're going to give away 5 nights at Casa Pacifico. We're actually supposed to do that on the 15th of October, but it didn't happen because we had dengue.
We're a little under the weather.
Yeah, we were not really in the mood to give away 5 nights, but we are now.
Yes.
So stay to the end of this video where we will announce the winner for 5 nights at Casa Pacifico in Punta de Mita. We mentioned earlier in our little discussion here that we adopted a new puppy, and the reason for that is because unfortunately our other puppy Betty passed away. When did she pass away?
August 1st.
August 1st. But yeah, her last month on this earth, she got like a bump on her back, and we noticed it and we thought, oh, that's kind of weird, and it just got bigger and bigger, and it was basically like a baseball sized bump on her back, and then
out of it,
it was like out of her rib.
Yeah.
And then little by little over that month, we saw her health just slowly rapidly decline. Right?
It was like a full month of nothing, and then the next 15 days, the next week, of she went down.
Yeah.
It was not. We didn't want her to suffer or to experience that.
No. Once Betty no longer showed any interest in food, and she was really just kind of not wanting to get out of bed, we made that decision to bring her into the vet, and we took her to Pet Care. Is that the name of this?
Sí.
Yeah, Eduardo's office in Bucerias, and he was really good, and their office is super helpful. Yeah, I guess with that kind of situation.
Yeah.
So it was a tough experience for us because we just obviously everybody loves their dog, right? But Betty was a special dog.
11 years.
11 years, yeah. She was with me for all that time, and she was amazing. And I've mentioned her in my videos before, and she really did take care of me. So as much as I took care of her, and I need to stop talking because I'm going to start crying.
Aww.
But so it was, we basically were dogless for about a day. And I had, Max wouldn't sleep all day. Our baby, yeah. Max is not a dog. But yeah, our baby Max, he wouldn't take a nap all day, and so I took him for a ride in the car, and he fell asleep. And so I stayed out in front of the house with him with the air conditioner on, and just kind of sat in idle and was letting him sleep. And so I went onto Facebook, and I do follow a group out of Guadalajara, and it's a boxer group. So, whenever somebody has a boxer for adoption or they have a new litter, they post it there. And for whatever reason, a post from that group showed up in my feed, and it was a cute little boxer puppy. And so I looked at it, I was like, oh, that's so cute. She's adorable. And I was like, well, a lot of times these puppies, they go for adoption and then they're adopted the next day and they're gone. So, and plus it's in Guadalajara, so I was like, we're not going to go do that anytime soon.
Yeah, it's like 5-hour drive.
Yeah, and it just
from
was
Bucerias. Not
good timing for us. And so, but then I saw that the owner of the dog was in Puerto Vallarta, and because they said that in the post, and I was like, oh, okay. But when was this? When was this posted? And it was posted that day. And so I said, oh shoot. And so
interesting.
I said, well, let me ask. And I said, is she still available? And the guy said, yes, she is. And I went, okay. And then I thought, well, Daniela's gonna say no. And so I sent Daniela a picture and I said, she's available and in Puerto Vallarta. And so Daniela was like, oh, okay, should we get her? And I'm like, oh man, she didn't say no.
I was his excuse, basically.
Yeah, I was waiting for the no. Because I would every once in a while periodically show you like, oh, look at this cute puppy. It's in Zapopan in Guadalajara. And
I always be like, I'm good with Betty. Betty is enough. I don't want 2 dogs.
Yeah, Betty was gone, and and this puppy just was super cute. And we ended up going and getting her that night. And
that was around 7 p.m.
Yeah.
And then I think he talked to me. Then he talked to his sister because she also lost a puppy. Mm-hmm. And so she basically recommended you like, there's no need to wait.
Yeah, and
that's obviously her opinion, but it kind of makes sense for us.
Honestly, I think it helps so much with the grieving process. So if you're, even though, I started grieving for Betty as soon as I saw that she was getting sick. And, I was preparing myself mentally for that day and that time. And I still grieve for Betty. So, but I'll say that having Maya just really helped get through that process. Mm-hmm. And if you could ease your suffering and also give that love to a new puppy, I say go for it, right? Mm-hmm. I think it was really good for us to do that. But
even while having a baby,
yeah,
which is kind of hard.
Yeah. So
that's the part where we're like, a lot of people are like, what are they doing? But you know what? He's a puppy lover.
I'm a puppy lover.
I love dogs too. No, it is hard because there's 2 babies, just a human one and a puppy.
With different challenges.
I don't know. They also give you a lot of love.
They do. So we have double the cuteness in our home right now. Yeah. So something that happened after we adopted Maya was that we realized she actually had Parvo. Her energy, by the time we got home, we noticed, her energy was pretty good. But then that night she threw up, had a little diarrhea, and then the next day she was just zero energy, did not want to eat, right?
Yeah, no drink.
Yeah, she didn't even want to drink water.
No.
And so, And so we took her to the vet and she tested positive for Parvo, which is like a really horrible virus that dogs get. And it's very common for dogs that are not vaccinated. That's why when you take your dog, they tell you not to take your dog out for walks in public until they're fully vaccinated, because they're almost guaranteed to get Parvo, especially in Puerto Vallarta and Bucerias. Like it's very, very common. It's even very common back in Salinas, California, where I'm from. Mm-hmm. But lots of places, so you just wait until your dog gets fully vaccinated before you take it out in the public. And so we took her into the vet, and they kept her for, I think, 3 nights.
Yeah, that time was a Sunday.
Yeah.
And thankfully we found one that was open. And they checked. She had Parvo, and they admitted her.
Yeah.
And she stayed there for 4 days.
4 nights.
3 nights, 4 days.
4 days. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty rough, and you know it was horrible because we obviously just lost Betty, and then we got our 10-year-old daughter very excited about a new puppy.
Yeah.
And
she came with us to get her.
And then we were like, okay, we were all mourning Betty, and then we kind of surprised her with the idea of getting Maya. We got her, and then she got sick, and so that was rough. But thankfully Maya is a fighter, and she recovered from the Parvo.
Because
and
Parvo is also deadly.
Yeah.
So basically, you don't know if they're gonna make it, but thankfully she did.
Yeah. So looking back at everything, we all survived some serious viruses.
Thankfully, Max and Emma are very healthy.
Right. Yeah. So that's the story of Maya, and she's a great little puppy. She's got like really beautiful fur. She's like I guess it's called like reverse brindle, where her fur is like the primary color is like a darker black, and then she has the brown stripes
and some white.
With white. Yeah, she's just very cute.
Yeah.
Cute boxer.
She's a good dog.
Yeah.
She's learning, obviously, and then she's good with Max, with the baby.
Yeah.
And they play together for for
Max
a while.
Max loves her. He goes and gives her little topes, little
like
bumps with his head.
Yeah.
And that's how he shows his affection. He gives everyone a headbutt. But yeah, we're blessed. Everybody's healthy, and so we're ready to make more YouTube videos. I've actually have a few shot already. I just have to sit down and edit them.
Yes.
And
what's coming?
I have a video with a couple who live in the Sayulita area, and they bought a house, and then they remodeled it, and then they bought a new house, and they're just really cool people. Cool. And so I'm going to share their story. And then I shot a video with a gal named Alana, and she works with us over at Casa de la Paz. And so she shares her story. And then we also have a video that we're going to do right now about where we are, because this is a house that's called Casa Juana here in Oaxaca, here in Huatulco. And this house is for sale. So we are going to present that house, and if somebody is interested, they can hit us up, and we'll get a little commission if we sell it. So that's what we're hoping. Plus, it's kind of cool just to show you guys where we're staying, and I think everybody likes to see like beautiful places, right? Yes. Yeah. Right. So yeah, it's a really cool place. If you guys want to even just come and vacation here at Casa Juana, how many people can it hold? Quite a few, right?
It has 4 bedrooms, but some bedrooms have extra beds.
Yeah.
Like the main one is a king, and then 2 twin beds. Yeah. So that's already 4 people. So I don't know. I have to count it, but it holds a lot of people. We'll show you.
Yeah. We'll mention it in the video, but it's I don't know, like
at least 12.
At least a dozen, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a cool house, and it's in a really beautiful area. Just like I'll show you guys a little preview over this part of the video. And what else? Oh, and just traveling here was super easy. Other than waking up very early and going to the airport, it's like an hour flight to Mexico City, and then another hour flight, even less than an hour to get to Huatulco. It's like 50 minutes.
Yeah, it was like 1 hour and 5 minutes, and the other one was 55 minutes.
And so if you do this trip right now, you get to see a volcano. We were flying past, what is the name of the volcano?
Popocatépetl.
Popocatépetl. Popocatépetl.
Because at the end is TL.
Yeah.
Popocatépetl.
You barely said that.
Anyways, you're gonna write it down. People are gonna read it.
Popocatépetl.
Tepetl. And then people in Mexico City just call it Popo.
Popo. Yeah, that sounds a little.
El Popo.
That's fun. So we saw the Popo explode, right? We saw Popo erupt. Gosh.
Well,
what is this video turning into?
We were on the air, and it was bringing out ashes?
Yeah, it was erupting. You could see this steam. I think it was steam coming out of the top of it. So that was pretty interesting.
You got a picture they share with you.
Yeah, that's right. And then what else? So yeah, if you want to travel to Huatulco or anywhere here in Mexico, it's like you just fly from PV to Mexico City.
And then
connect to wherever you want to go, and it's usually a very short flight after that.
Yeah.
So pretty cool.
Yeah, and then we, like he said, our flight was at 6 a.m. and we were here at 11:30.
Yeah, so it's
a.m.
like that full day, right? Like you don't really, the travel day is like half a day.
Yeah, other than you get to the house and probably take a little nap, and then after that you have the whole afternoon to enjoy.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So Daniela, what's new? What else is new?
Well, because we went down for a while, I think the new thing that happened was Andre, or what's his name?
Andrew.
The guy that donated for Casa de la Paz.
Yeah, he gave a couple of ceiling fans and some, I think they're like lamps. And so that was very cool, very nice. And he was just basically getting upgraded stuff for his home in Bucerias, and he decided, why not, instead of trying to sell these or do something with them on Facebook Marketplace or whatever, he's thought, why don't I just donate this to Casa de la Paz, which is a really great idea. So if you are in Bucerias or the greater Bahia de Banderas and you have something you no longer need, send me a message and I'll come pick it up and give it to Casa de la Paz.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew. Very cool.
Well, I think we have to just wrap it up and say who's the winner.
Yeah, it's the 5 nights at Casa Pacifico. If you haven't seen the video for that one, I'll put a link to it in the description of this video. But it is a 2-bedroom beach house, right? Like it's just about a block away from the beach.
Yes.
And it's just a beautiful home. And so we do rent it on our website, beachlifemexico.com. And so if you are interested in staying there, you can look it up there.
Yeah, and it's in Punta de Mita town, which you might heard of it, but it is, let's say, 25 minutes from Bucerias.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's not in Bucerias where you maybe won't be more familiar with. You can just rent a car and drive there, and it's a nice town to stay too.
Yeah.
We don't live there, but I've worked there before. And
Yeah.
it's a small town, so you don't really, you just hang around a little bit, but then you can go to other beach areas around. Sayulita is nearby, San Pancho.
I like it.
And then Bucerias.
Yeah, Punta de Mita is like a very kind of a quaint and quiet little surf town.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. But if you want to be eligible to win these kind of prizes, you just become a member to the channel and or a member to the Buy Me a Coffee. Either one is good. And so you could win a 5-night stay at one of our vacation properties here
Yes.
not here, but over in Bucerias. I forgot where we were. But yeah, it's I think a good little trade, right?
Yes.
It's a way to support the channel, and we support the community through things like Casa de la Paz and even Refuge of Hope and all those things. So
Yes.
it just helps us keep this
Videos coming.
keep this thing together.
Yes. And we thank all the members that are already supporting us.
Yeah.
And everybody who's watching, thanks for watching us.
Yeah, thanks for sticking with us through Dengue Fever, right?
Yes.
We made it.
We're happy to be good.
Yeah.
We had this trip already planned, so we were like, oh man, we hope we recover by then.
Yeah.
But we did, so we're here, and I think we just gotta go back to having fun.
That's right. We got to go back and have some ceviche. Yeah, I'll show. And so I think this whole time I kept reminding myself, stop looking over there, Paul, stop looking over there, because we're basically behind us, behind the camera here is a beautiful ocean view.
Yeah, you gotta show them the view.
Yeah, I'll show you the
we're
view.
We're really looking at the ocean.
I'll put the drone up and you guys can watch that. Now it's time to draw for 5 nights at Casa Pacifico in Punta de Mita. And the winner is Aleta Allard. Congratulations, you have won 5 nights at Casa Pacifico in Punta de Mita. If you would like to be eligible to win 5 nights at one of our vacation properties, you can become a member to the YouTube channel or to the Buy Me a Coffee page. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching today's video. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. De mi familia a la tuya. Dios te bendiga.
Adiós.